seconds. Okay, gotcha.
I want to, we're going to the store.
Okay.
You've been great with this. I want to get you something.
I don't have a hangover.
Well, something just to feel good. What about some?
I only had 2 shots and
Oh,
three doubles? 4 doubles? I was a little intoxicated. No, okay, I was pretty intoxicated.
yeah, it seemed like it, but when you came home, it was good.
I slept it off. I don't get hangovers. I'm assuming it's because I'm young and I don't have to worry. And
You're
I,
not drinking it.
yeah.
And keep that alone. It sucks on you.
Oh yeah, I'm not trying to get blackout drunk. They did have to stop me though. They're like, you need to slow down. Here's some water. I'm like,
I know.
I
I'm
j-
a good friend.
I had a Malibu shot, which I think is like, fuck, I can't even, I think it's rum. I think Malibu's rum.
I don't know.
No.
I'm gonna stop if they're open at that time.
Oh, okay, heck yeah.
What do you want?
Oh wait, what time is it? It's only 8 something. It's only 8 in the morning. They're usually not there until I think around noon or 11.
Yeah. But
I'm-
we're gonna shop.
Oh, okay. In that case, yeah, super burrito. But if not, hey, any kind of burrito or something, that'd be good. I was real drunk. We went to Roberto's last night. So good.
What?
Roberto's. It's a really shitty Mexican place in Old Town. They have one in Blackfoot too. The store's trash. Most of the food is bad, but the breakfast burritos are good. So, yeah. Roberto's. But that's only like I only go there when I'm like every once in a blue moon. I love the taco truck we go to. But yeah, anything's good honestly. Okay. Love you. You guys heard all that. Right. Okay. Yep. You guys heard all that. No, you didn't. Is the answer. Okay. Let me. I didn't realize I went live with the YouTube. Okay. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. It's fine. No, it's just fine. All right, so guys, just letting you guys know, this is more of a personal stream, I guess technically is the way to put this. So you're probably not gonna get a stream tonight because I'm gonna be fucking out of it. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and go. So today, guys, if you go to Tabletop Simulator, I have a card game uploaded called Twilight Duality. I've been working on this game for a long time. Yes, it's jank. Yes, there's a lot of things wrong with it, and like, yeah. But I want to ask you guys if basically you guys can, any of you guys are interested. I would like your input. I'd like you guys to play it and test it. It is public. It is on Tabletop Simulator. It's in the workshop right now under Twilight Duality. If you filter, if you go to at least right now as I'm streaming, if you go to what is it, newest release, and then you filter board games and card games, it should be the first one on there. Or you can just do card games. I think that'll also work. But yeah, so this is call to action. I hope you guys like the board. I did handcraft the board. The board is mirrored, which I mean I like, but if you guys would rather it be like, you know, rotates and then it fits, like if you took this bit and rotated it, it would just fit into quadrants. You know, that, you know, understandable. But so the board is mostly there to show you guys how to play. Let me give you a little synopsis real quick. So the game, I don't actually know what version of the rules we have. Oh, a decent chunk of the rules are in this version of the game. But right now I'm just letting you guys know. I would love if you guys would go over this and want play it, test it, and give me some feedback. And if any of you are interested in helping me out with artwork, that would be amazing. I know a lot of people don't really like doing work, for nothing, and yeah, I understand that. So like maybe I can figure out a payment method for y'all, but I mean, probably not. At least not until I start getting a little more money in. But yeah. But just letting you guys know, there is a fair chunk of these cards that are AI. Like this deck is basically all AI. But yeah. Anyways, I did delete that because one of my friends really wanted to use somebody else's art that we didn't have permission for, so it's gone now. And now I can't get in trouble. Anyways, yeah, so like the gameplay, the card mechanics, they're all like, see, this deck is, the pictures are all AI and whatnot, but the gameplay and the mechanics, that's all me. Um, it's I'm me and I don't know if you guys have watched his stream last night, but what was it? Wasting Bezos money. My friend started streaming the other night. But yeah, there's some, basic mechanics of the game, and essentially I, I want to go over it with you guys. But I understand a lot of people hate AI art, and I understand your gripes. I understand you guys don't like it. I use it because I can't draw. I can doodle, but I can't draw. If that makes sense. Like this deck, all AI. Oh, actually, that's not true. Hold on. Hold on. Right? Is he in here? Or is he... No, I think he's in the miscellaneous cards, actually. Hold on. Let me get rid of these cards real quick. And, we can go ahead and load them back if you guys want to see what they do later. But for now, I'm just going to go through and get rid of all the AI artwork. So that way you guys don't have to look at it. Because I know some of you really hate it. I think this is all AI. That's AI. That's AI. That's AI. That's AI. That's AI. Yeah, okay. I think that's the only one that's AI. Yeah, those are all AI. Oh, I might get in trouble for this one, but it'll be fine. Yeah, those are AI. The mist deck, I'll actually have to go through and, search and sift because a lot of those are AI. I think all of these are AI. Like, I do have hand-drawn versions of most of the cards, but I'm not very good at translating, those things. I'll have to go through this one because this one has a fair number of AI. Oh, jeez. Ugh, my apologies, guys. Didn't mean to sneeze all over y'all. Where the hell? Oh, there it is. But yeah, if you guys wanna, come through and look at this shit and that's all AI. That's all AI. That's all AI. I think everything but that's AI. Yeah, that's AI. That's AI. I'll also have to go through that one. That's AI. That's AI. That's AI. That's AI. A lot of AI artwork because I'm bad at drawing. If I wasn't so bad at drawing, I would genuinely love to go through and draw all these. I think literally every token is AI. Yeah, no, all of them are. But, uh, I think from the most part, yeah, okay, I do need to go through this real quick. So yeah, but let me show you guys some example of like some cards I've been working on. This is Squee. Um, he's an attempt at a leveling mechanic. Yeah, he goes from a base to a hyper, and the rules on that are really messy. In fact, I don't even think I have the rules in the rule book for hypers yet. But yeah, Squee goes level 3. That's AI. That's AI. Actually, you know what? AI, 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 AI. Yeah. Like I said, guys, I can't draw. That's not AI. Did I put my brother's face in the game? maybe. But you know, it's fine, guys. But I mean, genuinely, if you guys want to learn how to play the game or play it, remember, you guys can go play it. It is on what is it called? Tabletop Simulator. It is on Tabletop Simulator, so you guys can go play with it right now. If you want to read the rules, or I can go through and explain the rules to you guys. I don't know if you guys want me to bore you with the semantics though. Yeah, but I'm really, this is mostly just to kind of beg for help with artwork because again, most of this is AI, and if at all possible, I would love to phase it out. Yo, let's go to the magician. I'd love to phase out all of the AI art if possible with like actual good art. I believe the only thing in here that is hand drawn is the spell circles, and they're not very detailed. Yeah, because everything else I'm pretty sure is AI. Because, yeah. But, I mean, honestly, guys, if you guys would like to help in any way, shape, or form, you know, whether it be with artwork or just playing the game and giving feedback, I would really appreciate it. Because I'm someone who's stubborn and I don't like to throw things away. Right? I hoard things. Right? So, if you guys could do me a huge favor and like, oh wait, that's AI. And like give me some perspective on like things you think I should change or things you would like to see implemented in the game. And I would really appreciate it, okay? Okay. So, everything else should be hand drawn. Okay, so most of this, I think most of the art here was commissioned, or no, most of it was me. I think most of it was me. A handful of it's commissions, and then some of it's my co-creator Richard. And we also have one more guy, Lathan. He likes to make our card games or make stuff with us. Anyways, we can go over some of the cards and stuff. Real quick. Actually, you know, while I'm here, I might as well add one more card to the game because I do have one more. Well, it's not really a one more card. It's just kind of, you know, so I can show you guys the severity of my need for help. Components, cards, custom cards, and then we can browse. Go to. So the Void deck was entirely drawn by Richard. I did draw my own version of Void Spider. Is that the right one? Actually, I don't even know. No, I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. So the current version of the game does not have this uploaded, unfortunately. But yeah, this is Void Spider. But we do have the one Richard drew, which is okay, right here. So as you can tell, there are some like he didn't do a good job formatting these. I don't really blame him though. He drew and formatted everything in GIMP. GIMP, I don't know if you guys know, GIMP sucks. Okay. But yeah, but but this so we're switching over to this format, right? This style. And there's not like a ton of difference, right? Except for the little ability hashes. So like right there, every ability, the name has like a little dash and then the ability name, and then it tells you what the ability does, right? But there was a big issue where people couldn't tell if an ability is always active, whether it's passive, or you need to activate it. So we're now updating it so that you can tell. Like stars means the abilities are passive. Means they either have their own triggers or they're always active. If it has its own trigger, it'll tell you when it triggers. You know, stuff like that. Versus this where you kind of have to guess and assume and use context clues to figure out what's going on. But yeah. So this is the current version of the game. And currently we're updating everything, rebalancing a bunch of shit. But yeah. But if you guys want to look over the cards real quick, I'll go ahead. Again, you can just go in and see them. The hand-drawn ones, okay, this is hand-drawn, drawn by Richard and stuff like that. I'm gonna go ahead and show them off so you can guys see why we need so much help. Because we're not very good at drawing. So, this is Richard's. This is mine. I do like mine, but I also like the simplicity of Richard's. Like, I think it fits the Void deck a little bit better than mine, but like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, so we got some simple creatures and, you know, little semantics and stuff. But all the ones in this pile are Richard's. Yeah, but we did go through, and even though a lot of the cards, the art in the other decks are AI, literally everything else, the mechanics, the stats, we've worked on for a while. I've been working on this game since the 4th grade, and let me tell you, it has come a long way, and it is still very jank, which is why I am begging you guys to add it on Tabletop Simulator. If you have Tabletop Simulator, play it, give me some feedback, and, you know, there are rules in the notebook section. A lot of these you might not even come across, but battle mechanics are a little confusing. I understand. And if you guys, you know, like I said, if you guys want to help out with the artwork or the rules or anything, let me know. And I can go ahead and, you know, try to get you guys on board. Because, like, I love this game. This game it means a lot to me on an emotional level, and it makes me sad. So this, someone started working on this for us, and then they opted out, which is unfortunate. So I mean, technically I shouldn't be using that, probably. But it's here for now. I'll probably remove it in a future update, so that way, the person who was making it doesn't get mad or anything. But yeah, we got, you know, more stuff drawn by me, and like, it's simple stuff, but it's not like, you know, I haven't done enough. I need more help, right? See, this was commissioned, actually, so this is one of my friend's D&D characters, and basically we asked if we could use their artwork and make them into a card, make a card based off of them, and they said, yeah, go ahead. So, this is, yeah. But, yeah, so basically, yeah. But we also have some alt arts shenanigans, and, you know, we like, you know, anytime we can do something with the community or anything, we would really like to. I know I don't have a big following, and honestly, that's okay. I'm really just trying to get everything on board. Technically, I did not make this. Okay, so I might get in trouble for this, but this is just a normal D&D gelatinous cube. I mirrored the image, added a bunch of things inside the cube, went over it, blurred it, added tentacles that I took. So these tentacles are from somebody else's assets. I colored them, and then I put that filter over it. So I mean, it's an edited, it's photoshopped, really, like heavily photoshopped. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's like a little orca in it, and because he's an ocean-eating cube. Talaro is one of our favorite D&D monsters that we made. Yeah, so yeah, but like again, like we got stuff like these. Okay, so these I did draw, and some of them look a little bit better than others. Yeah, I'm not an artist, guys. You know, like, I would love it if you guys could, like, you know, help me out a little. Or at the very least, maybe point me in the direction of an artist or something that could, you know, that maybe is willing to work, with me or something, you know. A while ago, I did have the project set up for people to just kind of join. I had it promoted on Discord and stuff, and so this card actually is the thumbnail. for the card game right now. There is an older version of the game that has this as the thumbnail. This, you know, but I decided to go with this for this one because it's the update. Like I said, if there's a lot of stuttering, but like I said in the description for the current build, which is this one, this is the last build for 1.0, or yeah, for 1.0. We will be going over and revamping the entire system with the little stars and stuff to let you guys know how the abilities work and shit. But yeah, most of the cards will work more or less the same. This one I'm really proud of drawing, but you know, that's just because I think it looks good. But yeah, we also made Wobble, Captain Wobble. Captain creatures are weird. Anyways, did I kind of want to just show these off a little? But I mean, again, like I get lazy. I don't color. I didn't color most of these, so I just stopped, right? But if any of you guys say Mop Magician looks bad, I will fight you. This is my son. He is perfect. No one can tell me otherwise. Anyways, yeah, but we got like Squeeze, and I mean, I guess technically I photoshopped that, but I mean, the leopard slippers are my favorite. Okay, everyone needs a pair of leopard slippers. Granted, the color's all washed out, but that's because of the environment. Because Tabletop Simulator, if you load environments, they load different lightings and stuff. This lighting is bright and it does wash out a lot of the color in certain cards, but like it is the best for like seeing the artwork, seeing the text and everything. And like realistically, it's probably what you're gonna be seeing the cards in most of the light, you know. Yeah. We got a lot of bug cards. Yeah. We got Moth Bug. Oh, Rat Bug is one of my favorites. So like a lot of these are simplistic and simple. Every once in a while, I get a little hyper fixated and I make something I'm like somewhat proud of. Rat Bug is one of those things. Bug 2, Radish Bug, Luck Bug, Toxic Bug, Advanced Moth Bug, Ugg Bug. This is the legacy artwork. I don't really care for a lot of my legacy artwork, but I mean, it's legacy. Metamorphosis, Advanced Angel. Oh, Stick Bug. This was made just to kind of fatten out the cards for more comments. Bug, this little guy. This guy, he loves you, okay, guys? If you're not going to play the game for me, play it for Bug, okay? You can't say no to that little guy. He loves you guys. Look at him. He's just so happy to be here. He's just all blush and everything. Yeah. But like, you know, we got some cards like Embarrassment and Moth Bug. Again, this is like the alt art, me trying to make it fancy and it just kind of looks messy. Gearbug Mark II. Final Stand. But yeah, guys, if you guys would like to play the game, please add it, because to be honest, I really need the support, and I really need people, you know, I need feedback. I need perspective from a fresh point of view, because obviously the people in my circle, we have the game working how we want, right? But not everyone has the same, you know, wants and likes and dislikes. I will let you guys all know though, there are like a ton of things that we still have, right? Actually, let me put some music on for y'all. Let's go with some let's go with some Dream, yeah. Anyways, like I was saying, guys, there are a lot of things that's, you know, broken with the game, and there's like things we need to fix, probably stat rebalancing for a lot of cards and stuff. But I'm really passionate about this project, and I really would like some outside feedback the old build of the game I barely made public. The reason I didn't have it public before is because really I just didn't want people like touching it, I guess. I don't know. But now it is public, so if you guys want to touch the old builds, you can. But there's like a lot of the rules I think for this one are. This is probably like these rules are almost up to date, but not quite, if that makes sense. Like yeah. Like there's a lot of optional rules that aren't in here and stuff. I do have a Google Doc if you guys would like to see that. So yeah, let me know that if you guys want to see that. And I can have the Google Doc rules uploaded and somewhere. So like, cause like the notebook works for rules until they don't. I don't know. It just feels like I like a doc where I can just kind of scroll, but that's me. The goat, the boy, Jacko-Bug. Okay, guys, this little guy will be your brother. He will be your prince, your knight in shining armor. Okay, he is my boy. He is adorable, and he is just in time for Halloween. Can't tell me you don't love that little guy. You guys don't like flies? Do you like flies? There's Flybug. That thing is a little yeah. Mellowbug. I'm sorry for anyone who sees this because yeah, I drew it in pastel. I made its stats in pastel. I made its ability in pastels. Yeah, it's hard to look at. But yeah, like I said, I'm not an artist, so I mean, if we could get some people in here that know what they're doing, much appreciate. Because like a lot of this is just kind of like, you see, like this is just normal onion rings, but I reused assets. All I did was change a couple of things. Why? Because I don't know what I'm doing, because I'm lazy, yada yada. The list goes on. All right, guys, there's like a lot of things that is just reused. Okay, so this is actually important. So there's a G, an N, and a W. What does this mean? Okay, so this is actually in reference. So in the old version, one of the oldest builds of the game, this board was way simpler, okay? In fact, I should probably go back and show you guys. Let me go to games, let me go here, and I can actually show you guys what I mean. Maybe it'll just be easier if I... Damn, was it really that long ago since I updated the board? Holy cow. Is demo testing good? Yeah, let's just load demo testing. That might be... Oh, yep, here we go. So, this is one of the older builds for the board. As you can see, I don't know if you guys would like the main zone listed like it is here. I don't think it is on the newer board. I know the token zone is on the newer board. And like there's a little background on this one which we can re-implement if you guys really want. But yeah, there's a general zone, a knight zone, and a warrior zone, and these are broken. Okay, hold on, give me a second. Let me go to objects, saved objects, and there you are. Yeah, I don't know what I did. I broke... No, come back! I broke this build a long time ago. But yeah. Oh yeah, this is like an attempt at a rarity system, but it's still in workshopping phase. Not for public consumption. Whoa, that's crazy. Anyways. But yeah, like, let's just play with the bug cards because I like the bug cards, yeah? Anyways. But yeah, basically you put your deck down, right? And like 2 people play. And the bug deck, let's be honest, it's low power, right? I mean, I'd like to make it so it's compatible in higher format play, but I mean, can't always get what you wish for. But this the gist of the game is, right, both players decide to go first, whether it's a coin flip or dice roll, or you guys just kind of want to go, whoever. Anyways, both players start the game by drawing 5 cards. Wow, that was a really bad hand. That is it's quite the hand you got there. Okay, so see how this guy's missing a creature type right above where the little set symbol is? Man, I wish I could move my mouse and show you. But right next to his name, there's the set symbol, and there's a little plate where the creature type is supposed to go. It's supposed to say base, but I did not put it there, probably because I was tired or something. But basically, you can play like, so basically, you start the game, right? And it's pretty simple. Okay, so obviously, you want creatures on the board, right? So I'm going to play my Mothbug. Mothbug is automatically placed in my general zone. However, technically, you can summon him to your night zone. But this will activate something called update order, right? You always need something in your general zone instead of your warrior or night zone, right? So if your general zone is empty, he'll automatically get moved up to your general zone. Same thing if you play him in your warrior zone, the update order will move him to your night zone and then your general zone, right? Simple stuff like that. Well, I guess it's not simple. But let's say you get him to your token zone, but you can't summon to your token zone. You gotta do some shenanigans to, you know, basically get to the token zone. But in the token zone, it doesn't matter where you put him, but once it's there, it does matter that he stays there, because there are cards that interact with, like, columns and rows and shit. They're not super common, but they do exist, and, you know, don't want to mess with the things too much. But basically, you'll summon a creature. So this one has airborne, which means it can only be attacked by other creatures with airborne or sharpshooter. This creature gains 100 defense for every bug on the field. Currently, he's the only bug on the field. So this is a passive ability, which you can't really tell, right? Because if it was an active ability, that means every turn I could activate it and then just Giga Boost the Mothbug. Which honestly probably would help Mothbug competitively. But, I mean, right now it's a passive, so... but anyways, then, you know, you end your turn, and it's your opponent's turn, right? Simple stuff like that. And your opponent will... it's about to feel like is listen. But your opponent's going to also draw 5 cards for their starting hand. Well, I mean, you guys would both have your hands at the start of the game, right? And then your opponent draws for their turn. Maybe the bug deck wasn't a great idea. Anyways, so this is actually a great example. So you have Ugbug, right? So you're gonna summon him to your general zone, or your knight, or warrior, but you know, update order will force him into your general zone. Then you can activate his ability. He has the ability Strength in Numbers. Once per turn, you can summon a creature whose HP value is less than or equal to this creature's speed. His speed is 2500, which means anything in my hand with less than 2500 HP, I can summon. This is important because you only get 1 base summon each turn, and a base creature consumes a base summon. Tribute creatures, which we do have somewhere. Oh, right here. Tribute creatures also use base summons. So if you want to summon a tribute creature, it'll consume a base summon. But basically, right, I get my Ugbug on the board, and now I can either use Strength in Numbers to bring him to my night zone, right? Or I can plop him down in my token zone. Now the token zone is important because for certain reasons. For example, right? You can only summon to your mains. You can only base summon to your main zones. Once these are used up, you can no longer base summon, right? Which is why in the newer board format, you have 2 knight, 2 warriors, and 2 general zones. Because, being able to play with 6 makes a lot more sense, and it makes the game a lot more fun. But then we get to, so creatures do have summoning sickness. I did steal that, but that's because, sometimes some creatures get out of hand. But basically, let's say he destroys my creature in my main zone, right? It'll go to my grave, right? and once it's in my grave, it's dead. I can get it back, whatever. Now, it's important to note, it's like, well, if I can just, you know, spam special summoning, why don't I just summon everything to my token zone? That's because when something dies in the token zone, it doesn't go to your grave, it goes to your phantom zone. And what is the phantom zone? Essentially, it's like an exile or banish if you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic. It's more or less, you know, akin to that. I gave everything a little zone, you know, Evergrave, Phantom. You also have an Awakened deck, but that's something we can talk about at a later point. We also have these terrain zones, right? And that's where terrain cards go, which, you know, is essentially a field spell or a stadium if you play Pokemon. Although I'm not really sure how stadiums work all that much. But anyways, it's like, you know, a similar vibe. You can only ever have one terrain card on the board, which is why in the updated board, instead of both players having a terrain zone, there's just one singular one in the center of the board. It is also important to note that there's no Monarch zone in this build of the game. Monarchs we can get into a little bit later if any of y'all are curious, but as of right now, I'm just going to ignore it. But like I said, it is important. So every creature has a health stat, right? And a defense stat. So if this attacks, it has 900 attack, and it'll buffer into the defense, which will leave my creature with 300 defense. Well, actually, he'll have 1400, but let's ignore the abilities for now. 300 defense, and then this will attack for 1630. I know these stats are weird. I am trying to phase out the well, with the new rebuild of the game, we're phasing out as many of these weird stats as possible. Unless, you know, I'm feeling quirky that day and feel like I want to have something with weird stats. Anyways, he'll deal the remaining 1630. So this health, so the 300 will get reduced. So the remaining damage will be 1330, and this will take 1330 damage, and it'll die, right? Simple, not too hard. Now, I understand that the game is a bit number crunchy, and unfortunately, with as far as I've gotten into build and design, there's not really a ton I can do to fix that. I could simplify the numbers. I just don't want to because I'm stubborn. But I really appreciate it if you guys, you know, just if you guys want, if you want any help or if you want to play the game, just, you know, like I said, go ahead and jump on into Tabletop Simulator, add it, play it. There are some other mechanics that we can go over real quickly. Unfortunately, the 3 people watching just left. Let's go ahead and load up one of the, well, let's go ahead and load up the current build. And I know it's a big game, there are a lot of assets, and I'm sorry about that. Right. Oh, like, see this one. It has the stars and everything. That's because it's one of the most recently made. Don't worry, this version of the bug deck's a lot better. But like, if I go through this, right, I'm going to have to search, and I'm going to have to pull this out, and this out, okay? And the reason is because, so this is a rank, and this is an ascension too. Both of these start in your awakened deck, right? And basically, there are specific triggers that allow you to get things out of your awakened deck. There's a lot of game mechanics I'm working on at the moment, so I'm sorry if the game's confusing. It is. It definitely can be daunting to learn. Let's go ahead and throw some, I don't know, we'll throw something at it. What other deck can I throw at it? I guess the Void deck. So the Void deck is a little quirky. So a deck can consist of anywhere from 20 to 60 cards, okay? There are specific cards, for example, where is she? Alright, so there's, so currently these 2 are the only ones that do this. This is Candy, and we also have Prankster Monarch. So, these cards have, you know, the artwork is AI, but their abilities do let you, bypass that 60 card limit if you want more cards for some reason. So Candy specifically lets you run token creatures in your deck, which is, you know, nice. So token creatures have a base and a token attached to them. It is important to note if a creature has token attached to its card types, when it dies or when it leaves the field, it's just removed from the game. So if there's some shenanigans that turns this into a token, it's now removed from the game. Now, it is important to note that being removed from the game does not send you to the Phantom Zone. It does not send you from the grave. It's removed from the game. Let's say you guys are playing a best 2 out of 3, right? And this is important because if you're playing a best 2 out of 3, right? That means if a card is removed from the game, like let's say I don't know, let's say you got like we'll just do, what is it, where's the there's a split option, isn't there? Yeah, right there, split. Let's say somehow you get half of your deck removed from the game, right? If it's in your grave, it's fine. But let's say you get half of your deck, you know, if it's in the Phantom Zone, that's whatever. If you get it removed from the game, right? When you guys start game 2 of 3, you don't get these back. They're removed from the game, right? They're gone. Okay? Which means your entire deck is now just these 24 cards. So cards being removed from the game, especially in matches, super big deal. But Candy can extend your deck by like by 10 cards. Prankster Monarch allows you to have a deck limit of anywhere from 60 to 100. He also gives you extra benefits if you start the game with exactly 100 cards. And you're like, oh, that's easy, I'll just play 100 cards. But then, you know, there are other cards like Infection Lord, which can which give you extra cards at the beginning. It gives your opponents extra cards at the beginning of the game specifically. They give them infections, and infections are cool cards, or at least I think they're cool cards, right? So how infections work is so they're quantum cards. That's what this Quantum Zone is for. So there are cards like let's see. You got your generic card. We have a couple of different types of quantum cards. Let me see if I can't find onion rings. There it is. So, onion rings is your, it's a cure card, which is your basic type of quantum card, right? You play it, it activates its effect, it resolves its effect, it goes to the grave, right? Infections, though, once you draw them and they're in your hand, you have to play them. They're the first card you have to play. And then its effect will activate, it'll resolve, and then it'll, you know, either go to your grave or shuffle itself into your deck. But, you know, some of them do certain things, some of them do other things. Infections are cool because, you know, they can force your opponent to basically have to, you know, hate the game. I like infections. I can understand if people don't like infections, but, I mean, hey. Everyone's got their own cup of tea. There are some really complicated rules later on down the line, but I figured I'd just go over this for you guys. I'm trying to, like, promote it, I guess would be the best way to put this, because, like I said, this is a personal stream to me, and I really would love it if you guys would, you know, if you have Tabletop Simulator, add it, play it, feedback, you know. So, like, but these creatures, okay, so it's important, let me go over something. So this little guy, so like, remember how I said, you know, I need to calm down. So there's the little dashes, which are the abilities. The abilities tell you what everything does. And see the little, see how there are some things in like parentheses? That's what's called, at least in the game rules, that's what's called a dark matter condition. Dark matter conditions work a little bit like abilities, but they're a little bit different. We do have a dark matter condition section, right? And basically you find the dark matter condition. Do we have void summon in here? Oh, we do. And basically it'll show you what void summon does, right? So void summon, this creature can be base summoned to your token zone. Remember how I said you only get one base summon each turn? That's fine. You still, it's just lets you use your base summon to summon to the token zone. It gives you a little more play power, a little more versatility. So yeah, dark matter conditions. So like if there's something that negates abilities, but it doesn't negate dark matter conditions will still trigger as normal. However, let's say you want to have a little bit of fun, right? Do you guys like trolling? I bet you do. Let's grab our squish deck. Now this deck is almost completely full of what is it called? People, commissioned art. Yeah, it's almost completely made of commissioned art, right? But like you have cards like, oh, Argument is my favorite. Cleric Squish. Squishy. I just realized there's some dangerous cards in some of the builds of the game. But let me go ahead and just find one that's like really fun to play with. Wolf Squish. Okay. So there's cards like Wolf Squish, right? He's simple, he's basic, you know, you read his abilities and stuff. However, there are some things, right? Now these are really fun. And if you guys want me to add more, I definitely will. So, this, we should have one for you, right there. So these are hidden abilities, right? Certain creatures have hidden abilities, right? And how hidden abilities work is, you can have a certain number of hidden abilities. I think you get one for, you get one for every 10 cards you play in your deck. There's 61 in here, but that's just because it is an example. Normally it's only 20 to 60 cards, but for every 10 cards you play, you get one hidden ability. So you can have up to 6 hidden abilities normally. Right, that's why you want, the reason I designed it that way is, like, if you're only playing with a 20 card deck, you only get 2 hidden abilities, versus if you're playing with a 60 card deck, you get 6 hidden abilities. That, essentially, it's to try and incentivize players to play bigger decks instead of smaller form-fitting ones that let you cheat out a bunch of stuff. The whole reason I allow 20 card decks is for people who, you know, the idea is people who don't have a lot of money or don't play that often can have smaller decks. And, you know, they don't have to focus on buying a million cards, you know, so they can play a decent deck, right? But anyways, let's say I have my Wolf Squish on the field, right? And, you go to use a board wipe effect, right? If I have the hidden ability, right, I may reveal it at any point during the game, as long as I selected it before the game. I can trigger it. This is its hidden ability, Squish Flip. This creature doesn't take damage from any attacks or burn damage. Additionally, it can't be destroyed by abilities, so my opponent can't pop it. They also can't burn it, and it won't take damage from attacks. Which means hidden abilities are fun, at least to me, because, you know, if you look at a board state, it's pretty simple. You know, you play a certain way, you try to get around certain cards, whatever. But you don't know if your opponent has that hidden ability selected. They could either select this one or a myriad of others. Maybe they have one, maybe they have Doll Squish or Cleric Squishes, which we do have. We have Cleric Squish right here. So Cleric Squish, simple. He has a dark matter condition that, you know, gives him a lot of protection. And then, but he has his hidden ability, Depress but will help. If a creature on your field would be destroyed, reduce its HP to 1 instead, once per turn. This is, you know, it's a once per turn ability. It can only activate once per turn. But, you know, that hidden ability is something you have to, like, if you know everyone plays this card, right, and you can anticipate them playing this, but they might just opt out of it completely, or they might not even have the hidden ability. You don't know. It adds a little bit more of suspense to the game. At least I think so. Honestly, if there's any suggestions you guys have, or if you guys think that there's a better way to implement these cards or in a certain way, let me know. But I know what you guys might be thinking. This says it can only be targeted by Dark Nightmare and Fiend creatures. As like, so I can't attack it? No. But you can attack this one. But this one's not good to attack because, you know, he can't be targeted. Or, well, he can. He's got the, he can't take damage, right? But let's get this off the board real quick, and let's go over some basic rules. So if there's something called attack sequence, right? And basically, since this zone is empty, you have to attack this creature, right? You can't attack this one because it's being protected by this one. But like, let's say I have this here, right? And this zone is empty. So this is I have 2 generals, 2 knights, and 2 warriors. However, zone protection only applies to the creatures sharing that column, right? Token zone, it doesn't matter. You can attack anything in any order, but like, you can attack this or this. It doesn't matter. But the next thing is, right, is with Cleric Squish, because he can only be targeted by Dark, Nightmare, and Fiend creatures, and let's say he's my only creature on the field, it's like, well, so the game state is like, what can I do? Can I not attack him? Is the game state locked? No. So what ends up happening is, if I have a creature you can't target, I become the only applicable target, right? But if you have a dark creature, it can't target me because it can target Cleric Squish, if that makes sense, right? So there are certain cards that have like targeting protection and stuff like that. And basically, if you can't target the creature, it technically doesn't exist, at least to your visible attack range, if that makes sense, right? So, yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna reload this. But I am going to go ahead and play a game for you guys, because I feel like I owe y'all that much at least. So and I mean, I am a little self-indulgent. Me and my friends do play this every once in a while. And my brother. But I mean, like, I'm self-indulgent. I like the game, but again, I would really like if you guys should give me some like outside information or an outside point of view. Oh, right, it's important to note, like, creatures that are like fusions or tributes, right, or sanctions, they can't be cheated out unless a card specifies that it's summoning them, or it specifies that it ignores summoning conditions, right? So there are like specific things that do work in specific ways. You can only run 4 copies of one card, which is why we actually have to get rid of War Crime over here. Did you guys know it's illegal to use the Red Cross in any type of video game? It's actually a war crime. So actually, I do need to make sure that I get rid of that at some point. That's 65 cards. Let's just take off the top 5. Hopefully this won't cause any horrible repercussions. We'll have this side have the colored dice, and that'll be the metal dice. Okay, not 1, 2. My rolls aren't very good. Alright, I guess this side's going first. But like I said, you'll draw 5 cards. Hey, look, it's a rain card. Oh, this is actually perfect. Okay, I can actually show you guys this right now. So, this is an Ascension creature. And Ascension creatures have specific materials. Its material is Static Squish, right? You only get 1 base summon per turn. Ascension summons do not count as base summons. They are special summons, for lack of a better term. Yu-Gi-Oh, please don't sue me. Anyways, I can base summon, right, my Static Squish, and he'll get moved up in sequence order. I was trying to, yeah. See how this doesn't say main zone anymore? I can mark these if you guys would prefer. But that says terrain, because that's the terrain zone, and then the monarch zones, which we can go over later. But since I have that, I can immediately send him to my grave and Ascension summon into Storm Squish, right? And then I can go ahead and activate my terrain card, right? Force a Squish. And so curse cards. Curse cards work in a specific way. They basically work like trap cards in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? You have to set them, and as soon as like I end my turn, I can now use that card. I'm not going to, because I need Jester Squish in my grave to use it, but you know. But yeah, so the bug deck is all about Swarm, because of course it is. Ooh, okay, so that thing is really big. It's really hard to beat down. So ideally, so this is a fusion creature, right? Fusion features work in a specific way where you can use any materials in your hand or on the board. So on the board, it doesn't matter. If there's on the board, it's free game to use, right? But if it's in your hand, you can use only base creatures for fusions, right? So, for example, I'm going to use Gearbug Mark II, right, as my base summon. Fusions also don't count as base summons, they count as special summons. I'm now going to activate Tactical Sacrifice, or no, I'm going to use First Step, which lets me summon a bug creature less than 1400 attack. Do I even have, I have Moth Bug. But because it doesn't specify where I summon it from, I am allowed to be a little cheeky and search for my deck. Or my grave if it's so, if I so fancy. But anyways, I'll summon Might Bug, right? It gives me an extra bug, an extra body, if you will. These all do have Summoning Sickness, unfortunately. So I borrowed a ton of mechanics from other games. But that's just because, like, I love card games a lot. And I just really think it's a shame that card games are so expensive, right? Like, I love Magic. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I love Pokemon less, but I mean, hey. I can then summon Jungle Book. I should have... No, I can't. Yeah, damn it. I should have summoned him first, because he could have... whatever. Anyways, then I can fuse these two, right? To bring out my Ancient Bug Firstborn. Now, Firstborn's just gonna basically negate the abilities of everything else on the board. But Firstborn does kind of give me a little bit of leeway, because now my opponent can't use their abilities, and Firstborn's just, you know, kind of here chilling. During the start of each of my turns, I deal 1000 damage to my opponent for every bug creature on both players' fields. These are all Summoning Sickness though, so I do have to end my turn. So then it's my opponent's turn. They draw. Now, it is important to know that my opponent does have a big fucking beat stick. Oh, Squish Hat. Okay, Squish Hat's great because it can let me recycle cards, or I can just use it as a draw one, which I'm going to do here. Yeah, Squish Hat's there. I'm going to summon Shogun Squish. His abilities are negated. It's alright. I'm then going to use my Storm Squish, right? And I'm just gonna bonk Firstborn. They both have Airborne, so it's not a big deal. Their abilities are no longer negated because Firstborn's no longer on the field. However, that does make, that'll allow my Shogun Squish to activate Shogun Seal, which is supposed to be passive, but it's fine. For each creature on my opponent controls, this creature gains 1000 attack and defense. If this creature is destroyed, shuffle it back into the deck and draw one card. My opponent currently controls 2 creatures, so he's gaining 2000 in attack and defense. I will have to end my turn, though. Oh, wait, no, I don't. Because Force to Squish, I believe, yep, squish creatures you control can attack twice and gain 2000 defense. So I can now bonk his Bug Mite. And then pass turn. Guys, this is the best card in the game. Totally. Mediocre stats, no ability. He's Bug the Insect Warrior. Technically, his original name is Bug the Ultimate Insect Warrior, but I mean, yeah, he's not that good. But I can use, I can't even use First Step to cheat him. I can use First Step to cheat this out of my grave. Actually, that does proc, and he does actually get 500 extra attack and defense since a bug creature died. But yeah, the whole point of the bug deck is kind of just to, swarm and overpower your opponent if possible. It's kind of hard, especially if you know, your opponent doesn't really like hit your stuff, or they bring out something that, you know, is super big and you have nothing as big. This is Summoning Sickness again, it's fine. I should have summoned this first. I'm so stupid. I can base summon now because, you know. So I base summon Jungle Bug. I'm then going to use Strength and Numbers to cheat out Radish Bug, the goat buys. Radish Bug is my goat. Look at him. He's so beautiful and glorious. This will trigger Giga Swarm each time a non-bug token creature is summoned. I create a token copy of this creature. So token. So tokens don't necessarily have to go in the token zone. They can go in the man zones, but it's not gonna matter because they get removed from the game regardless. I know it's a token copy and it doesn't say that's token on its creature type, but because it is a token, if it leaves the field in any way, shape, or form, it's removed from the game. But now it might look like I have a very good advantageous situation here because I have what, 5 creatures? Yes, 5, whereas they got 2. But I just buffed Shogun's Squish, and now he's getting 5,000 attack and defense because I have 5 creatures. And this is the only thing that can currently attack, and it's only got, what, 4,300? Yeah, 4,300 versus 7,400, so I have to end my turn. So the nice thing about defense, right, is basically defense acts as a buffer to damage, right? But once someone ends their turn, the defense resets. And then your defense is back to normal. Health does not reset unless there's a specific card like Force Squish that resets HP. HP is restored every 3 turns. It should say reset instead of restored, but that's not a big deal. A lot of these cards have legacy text, so there are a lot of, you know, if you don't know how the card works, it doesn't work, you know. That's why we're fixing everything in the version 2 of the game. But anyways, I'll have to end my turn. It's gonna draw Jester Squish. Okay, so this is great because I do have the curse card, but that'll require him to die. But that's not a big deal because I'm just gonna summon Jester Squish. Now Jester Squish is great because now my opponent is put in a bind, right? They could very easily get rid of Jester Squish, or they can ignore it. But if they ignore it, I have a 10,000 point beat stick that can just, you know, destroy everything. But if they destroy him, he destroys everything. Now his ability can't be negated, which, you know, to put it simply, means it can't be negated. Now there are cards that technically can get around this, but like it's not simple to get around this, right? It's not something you're just always going to be prepared for. Anyways, bonk that. So Shogun Squish can't attack these creatures because they have airborne. Actually, that one doesn't. So actually, I can bonk that one. I think I'll just have to end my turn there. Okay, awesome. Flybug is great. Well, correction, he can be great. I did just lose, what, 2 creatures, which will trigger first or tactical sacrifice twice. So now I'm getting a 1,500 point boost to his attack and defense. I'm gonna go ahead and use Jungle Bug to bring out Flybug. I'm going to use you to bring out Bugmite. I'm then going to base summon my Bug the Insect Warrior. I'm then going to trigger Bugmite's ability, Might Pressure, which lets me deal 500, target creature on the field takes 500 damage for every bug creature on the field, which is currently 6. So 500, that's 3,000, deal 3,000. Alright, fine, whatever. I'm going to bonk Jester Squish, it's fine. I think that just specifically clears, yeah, on their field. Maybe I don't want to bonk Jester Squish though. Whatever, I'll deal 3,000 to Shogun Squish, dealing so that'll leave him with 1,200 HP. Right. So this is why the Phantom Zone is nice, because this just, well, actually, no, because it doesn't specify. Yeah, okay, whatever. Specifications are weird. I'll fix it later, hopefully. Okay. Oh, no, Jungle Bug has Hyper Aggression, which means he has to attack. Which means he has to attack Jester Squish. Which means my board gets wiped. God dang it. I knew that ability was going to come back to haunt me. I just didn't realize it would be while I'm trying to teach people how to play the game. It's fine. Yeah, so my board is cleared. Because when he dies, you know, things happen. However, I can now activate Guilt from the Grave. If Jester Squish is in your grave, send the top 5 cards of your opponent's Send up to 5 cards on your opponent's field. Oh, actually, I should wait to use that then. Okay, they have to end their turn. Which means it's my turn. Oh, this card is sick, especially right now. I'm going to summon Tipper. I am then going to activate the Cure card, Squish Graffiti, which lets me create a... when this card is activated, target Squish creature you control, summon a token copy of it with none of its original abilities. So, I know what you're thinking. Maybe that's not going to be great. Actually, I can target Storm Squish. So I do summon a copy of it, but fun fact, tokens get to ignore this awesome, get to ignore their secondary summoning type. So normally you would need, another Stag Squish to get a second Storm Squish. I might change this if you guys want me to, but right now I think it's fine. But yeah, because this one's a token and it's a copy, it gets around the whole summoning restrictions thing. Squish Graffiti gets me a second one. This one doesn't have any of the abilities, but that's fine. And now, this one does have Summoning Sickness. Not a big deal, though, because of my Force to Squish. I can attack twice for, what, that's 150,000 damage, and I'm dead. Simple, right? Now, obviously, there are different decks, different strategies, different ways to go around about playing the game. But Squish deck, honestly, one of my faves. I didn't make it. Richard made most of the made most of the rules for the cards. We did have somebody, Father Itop, I think is their handle, made basically almost all the artwork for these, except for some of these prototypes. But I mean, that one's also hand drawn. That one Richard drew. But yeah, no, we have some great ones and stuff. But yeah, if you guys, that's gonna be all for today. But do let me know if you guys are interested at all in create if you guys want to help out with some artwork or want to playtest the game. If you want to playtest the game, if you have Tabletop Simulator, go ahead and go into Tabletop Simulator. It's game's called Twilight Duality. You can also filter for it if you just go under newest and you filter for board games and card games. Should be the first one up. But thank you guys very much. Please, I'm looking forward to any feedback, whether it's negative, positive, constructive, deconstructive, anything. Awesome. Thank you guys. Love you guys a ton. And see you next time.